Have you ever wondered what insight transformed Jeff Bezos into the billionaire we know today? How did he go from a regular job to building $1 trillion empire? The truth is, Bezos didn't get rich just because he created Amazon. He got rich because he understood one fundamental principle that few people truly apply. This principle is so powerful that if you internalize it and act on it, your journey to wealth could change completely. In this video, we're going to explore this idea and how you can use it to transform your financial life. But before we begin, leave a comment. What's the biggest obstacle you face today in achieving financial freedom? Now let's get straight to the point. Number 1. The mindset that changed everything. If there's one thing that separates the ultra-rich from average people, it's how they see the world. While most people only think about the present, Jeff Bezos has always been focused on the future. Before founding Amazon, he worked on Wall Street earning a good salary. But then he came across a piece of data that would change his life: the explosive growth of the internet. He realized that the number of online users was growing by about 2,300% per year. Think about that. He didn't create a plan based on what was happening at the time, but on what would happen in the future. Most people ignore this. They are stuck in the present and can't see future opportunities. This mindset led Bezos to quit his stable job and bet everything on a visionary idea. He didn't know if Amazon would succeed, but he understood that the biggest wealth comes from anticipating trends and positioning yourself before the masses. The lesson here is clear. If you want to get rich, you need to think beyond today. Ask yourself, where will the world be in 10 years? How can you position yourself to benefit from it? Bezos applied this long-term vision to everything he did. In the next section, we'll see how he used this to build Amazon and become one of the richest men on the planet. Number 2. The power of long-term vision. If there's one principle Jeff Bezos has always followed, it's this: think long-term. While most companies chase immediate profits, Bezos was always willing to lose money in the short term to build something massive in the future. When Amazon launched in 1994, many doubted that an online bookstore would succeed. But Bezos saw beyond that. He knew that the internet would revolutionize commerce and that over time, he could transform his company into something much bigger. For years, Amazon operated at a loss with no profits. Investors became impatient, but Bezos kept repeating a simple idea: we are building something for the future. He didn't just want to make money quickly. He wanted to create a company that would dominate the market for decades. And the strategy worked. Today, Amazon is worth over $1.5 trillion and is the undisputed leader in e-commerce. The big lesson? Short-term thinking limits you. Long-term thinking builds real wealth. If you want to get rich, you must adopt this mindset. Instead of seeking quick wins, ask yourself, what can I do today that will bring massive results in 5, 10, or 20 years? Next, we'll explore another key principle that helped Bezos build his empire: customer obsession. Number 3. Customer obsession. The billionaire strategy, one of the biggest secrets behind Amazon's success, isn't technology or its business model. It's Jeff Bezos' obsession with customers. From the beginning, he made a decision that few entrepreneurs have the courage to make: put customers above short-term profits. But what does that mean in practice? Think about Amazon: low prices, fast delivery, impeccable customer service. Bezos knew that if he created the best possible experience for customers, they would keep coming back and spending more money. Many investors complained early on. They wanted Amazon to raise prices and maximize profits as quickly as possible, but Bezos resisted. He understood that customer trust is worth more than any immediate profit, and this strategy made Amazon grow at an absurd rate. Today, the company has over 300 million active customers and generates more than $500 billion a year. What can we learn from this? If you want to build wealth, stop thinking only about money and start thinking about how you can create value for others. The more you help, serve, and solve problems, the more money will come as a result. And Bezos didn't stop there. He also knew that to build something great, he had to take smart risks, and that's exactly what we'll cover in the next chapter. Number 4. Calculated risk, the secret of great entrepreneurs. Many people believe that getting rich means taking huge risks, but Jeff Bezos thinks differently. He understands that the secret isn't avoiding risks, but knowing which risks are worth taking. When he left his well-paid job on Wall Street to start Amazon, Bezos didn't do it on impulse. He used a concept called the regret minimization framework. He asked himself, when I'm 80, will I regret trying and failing, or regret never trying at all? The answer was clear. The biggest risk was not trying. But he didn't bet everything at once. Instead of putting all his money in, Bezos tested the market, started small, and only expanded when he saw demand. That's what real calculated risk is. You bet big, but only when the odds are in your favor. If you want to get rich, you need to apply this mindset. Before making a financial decision, ask yourself, is the worst-case scenario something I can handle? Do I have enough data and information to minimize the risk? Will I regret not trying more than I fear failing? Most people never take risks because they're afraid of making mistakes. But Bezos understands that failure is part of the game. The secret is failing fast and moving forward. In the next chapter, we'll see how he uses the 70% decision rule to act quickly and not miss opportunities. Number 5. The 70% decision rule 1. Of the biggest reasons many people never get rich is indecision. They wait for the perfect moment to act, but that moment never comes. Jeff Bezos has a different approach. He follows what he calls the 70% decision rule. If you have 70% of the information needed to make a decision, act. Most people wait until they have 90%, 100% certainty before making a move. But Bezos knows that in the real world, waiting too long can cost opportunities. He understands that making a decision quickly and adjusting along the way is much better than staying paralyzed. This is even more important in business and investing. If Bezos had waited to be 100% sure that Amazon would work, he would never have started. If he had waited for the perfect opportunity to launch Amazon Prime, the company would have lost billions in revenue. The lesson here is clear. Acting fast is better than being perfect. This doesn't mean making impulsive decisions, but rather understanding that you will never have all the answers. And that's okay. The important thing is to adjust along the way, and that leads us to another fundamental principle of Bezos: resilience to failure. In the next chapter, we'll see how he deals with mistakes and why this mindset is essential for building wealth. Number 6. Resilience to failure. The importance of persistence. If there's one thing Jeff Bezos understands better than most people, it's that failure is not the end. It's part of the success process. Amazon didn't become an empire without making huge mistakes. Bezos has launched several failed products such as Fire Phone, an Amazon smartphone that nobody wanted; Amazon Destinations, a hotel booking service that failed quickly; Amazon Auctions, an unsuccessful attempt to compete with eBay. Each of these failures cost millions of dollars, but Bezos never saw them as problems. He saw them as learning experiences. He has a simple philosophy: if you're never failing, it means you're not innovating enough. This applies not only to business, but to any path toward wealth. If you're afraid of making mistakes and never try anything new, you will never achieve real success. The problem is not failing. The problem is giving up too soon. So, instead of seeing mistakes as defeats, do what Bezos does. Use every failure as a stepping stone to success. And in the next chapter, we'll see the simplest yet most powerful principle he follows, and that anyone can apply to get rich. Number 7. The simplicity behind success. After everything we've learned about Jeff Bezos, his long-term vision, his obsession with customers, his way of calculating risks, and his resilience to failure, there's one simple principle that ties everything together. Do the basics better than anyone else and repeat them every day. Amazon is not a complex company. It sells products and delivers them quickly. But the difference is in the execution. Bezos does it flawlessly, better than any competitor. He has always focused on 3 basic things: low prices. The more affordable, the more customers buy. Fast delivery. The shorter the wait, the higher the customer satisfaction. Variety. The more options, the more people find what they want. Sounds simple, right? But the secret is doing these things so well that the competition can't keep up. And this rule applies to any area of life. If you want to get rich, you don't need to invent something revolutionary. You just need to do the basics consistently with excellence. Want to start a business? Find a common problem and solve it better than others. Want to invest? Follow proven strategies and don't look for shortcuts. Want to grow professionally? Do what needs to be done better than any colleague. At the end of the day, success is not a magic formula. It's about executing what we already know works, but doing it perfectly. Now let's move on to the conclusion and a practical summary of how to apply all of this. Conclusion: how you can apply this to your life. Jeff Bezos didn't get rich by luck. He followed principles that anyone can apply to build wealth and success. Let's recap the key lessons. Think long-term. Don't chase immediate profits. Focus on what will bring huge results in the future. Be obsessed with customers. The more value you create for others, the more money will come as a result. Take calculated risks. The biggest risk is not trying. Ask yourself, what would I regret more, trying and failing, or never trying at all? Decide with 70% certainty. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Act and adjust along the way. Fail fast and move on. Mistakes are not the problem. Giving up too soon is. Master the basics with excellence. Success is not about complex ideas, but about executing simple things perfectly. Now think about this. Which of these principles are you not applying in your life yet? If this video helped you see the path to wealth differently, like and share so more people can access these insights, and leave a comment below. What was the biggest lesson you took from this video? See you in the next video.